What is up, guys? Back again with another vlog. Today is the day we have our Christmas party. So it's like 9:30 now in the morning. I'm about to pick Laura up and then we're gonna drive down to Cork. Well, I have to get petrol first, but we're gonna drive down to Cork, so I'm gonna take you along with me. So we made it to the Chad Cork. No, not the Chad Cork. There's young Gary
Chad
boy.
Cork is right.
I'm gonna go to a farmer's market apparently because we're starving, and
Boys like that.
burritos sound fucking delightful right about now. So that's what we're gonna get.
Was suggesting that range of motion was irrelevant and something that we should just never focus on again.
Are you ready? Oh, beautiful. So we just entered. You do a room tour for us. There's a room tour. There's the bed. There's the chair. There's the desk. There's me. There's the TV. Yo, there's our safe. We're gonna have all our millions. And there's le toilette. Chocolate that he's supposed to give me like a year ago. But anyway, some fucking kid having a devil's handshake by the look of things. What the fuck Gary's into? Whoa. Whoa. Gary, what's got you?
I'm at pre-drinks hype, man.
Oh, you getting fuck? Is that vodka straight?
So your camera's actually set to portrait, but filming in landscape.
That's what I want. It's ideal, like. Anyway, why you want vodka?
We're going for the Triage method Christmas party featuring all members of staff. So we've booked out a full function room, 200 people. It's gonna be
I
good.
thought it was 700.
7.
You've underbooked.
Who's 7?
700.
What's that?
I was like,
who's the extra person?
There's one Laura ready. There's one Jerome ready. There's one Patrick ready. There's one Laura not ready. I have to beat her up.
it's your turn, Paddy.
And we are back from eating and then bowling. Both myself and Gary lost terribly. The two Lauras won and Breathe came third. But yeah, we actually let them win. Say Owen was in on it too. We just let them win because we're sound like that. Is this like a vlogception now? And yes, I'm wearing my sweater over my jacket. How did you enjoy the night?
I had a good time.
Was it wonderful and magical?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, there.
Are you filming me?
Yes. So we just got breakfast and we're going to some market, I believe. Yes. To get hot chocolate and maybe explore a little bit of Cork. But it is kind of the middle of the day now, so we also need to get back to Dublin at some stage. But yes, hopefully we'll get some more footage of Cork itself. What is up, guys? Again, this is the next day, so this is Monday. This vlog started on a Saturday. We went to Cork, but I didn't actually finish up the vlog yesterday because effectively we walked around Cork a little bit, got some hot chocolate, and then I just drove home. So I don't think people really wanted to see me effectively just driving home. from Cork, which is just on a motorway the entire way, so it's not exactly the most good viewing content. This vlog is all over the place. Don't really know what I've captured, what I haven't. I thought I would get more, but look, it is what it is. I am currently walking to the gym to get a cheeky leg session in, because again, I want to put all those extra calories I had to good use. So I'm going to do a slight bit more volume than I normally do. Not really to burn extra calories or anything like that. It's just so happens that I'm changing my program around a little bit at this time. So yeah, there's no extra benefit really from doing the higher volume with extra calories, in terms of I'm not going to burn through a fuck ton of extra calories. You know, I might get an extra 30 calories or something burned with the increase in volume, but it does make me feel a little bit better, feeling like I've put those calories to good use. Anyway, I'm going to go to the gym, and then I'm going to talk to you again afterwards about a few things. And we are home from the gym. I've eaten, I've done some emails, and now I want to get on to what I want to discuss with you guys. So again, as I said, don't know how this vlog is going to go. Could be a load of shit, could be anything. You've obviously watched this far, so you know. But what I wanted to touch on is dealing with Christmas, right? Because obviously Christmas is in like 2 or 3 days, and obviously everyone is like, oh shit, I'm gonna fucking mess up all my progress, I'm going to lose all the gains I've made, I'm going to get fat, whatever, right? It's actually extremely simplistic how you deal with Christmas, right? It's so simplistic, you begin to wonder why people make such a big deal out of it. And what I mean by people is people in the fitness industry. Like obviously if you are, trying to navigate Christmas yourself, you don't have a lot of knowledge about health and fitness stuff, like obviously it might be a bigger deal for you. People in the health and fitness community should make it very simplistic, because it is very simplistic. There's 2 things you need to do. You need to stay active, and you need to eat a calorie appropriate diet, right? I don't mean to be so facetious in saying like, oh, that's very simplistic, but it realistically is, right? So let's put this into practice. You need to stay active, right? Your gym may be closed, you may be traveling home with family, whatever, that's fine. You may be out of your normal regular training routine. That's perfectly fine. You can still likely get some steps in, right? You can still do stuff at home if you can't get out to the gym or whatever. You can do some push-ups, you can do some bodyweight squats, lunges, maybe have somewhere you can do pull-ups, maybe you can do some inverted rows, something. You can move your body, you can stay active, right? Steps, they're probably the easiest way to get it in, right? And if nothing else, you could use your steps, a little bit of activity to build up a better appetite for that Christmas dinner, right? So again, stay active. Very simplistic. However, or whatever that looks like for you, obviously that's going to be an individual thing, right? But staying active, moving around, going for walks, effectively not becoming a couch potato over Christmas, because effectively that's what happens. And believe me, I've been there, and it's very easy to have your Christmas dinner and then plop out for the day on the sofa and just vegetate, right? But obviously if you are trying to look after your health and fitness, whatever, that's not going to be conducive to those goals, right? So stay active, do a little bit of movement. If your gym is open and you like the novelty of it, go train on Christmas. You don't get a medal for it or anything, but maybe it keeps you on track with your overall health and fitness goals, right? So that's the first thing. Stay active. Again, steps are probably the easiest way to get them in. If you're like, oh, I want to really ensure that I'm, not going to destroy all the progress I've made, aim for about 5,000 extra steps than what you normally get, right? Second thing then is eat a calorie appropriate diet, right? And I'm not one of those people that's, a macro Nazi that you're like, you have to be hitting your calories. If you take even one day off of MyFitnessPal, you lose your streak and you're just done. Forget about it. No. If that's you, like I personally like tracking calories, so I continue tracking calories even on Christmas, but if that's you and you're like, I'm not going to track my calories, that's perfectly fine. Again, no one really cares. All you have to do is eat a calorie appropriate diet for you. The biggest thing for most people is just avoid snacking, right? If you're not constantly reaching into that celebrations, roses, whatever sweets or chocolates you have in your house, as long as you're not constantly putting your hand in that, you're probably going to be able to stay on track with your health and fitness goals, right? And same again, like if you think of the type of foods that are eaten at Christmas dinner, it's not they're not foods that you're likely to overeat on to the extreme, right? But if there are foods that you're like, okay, I know I normally overeat on that, say for example, you have, I don't know, cakes or whatever after your Christmas dinner, or they're around in the house around Christmas, then again, trying to limit or avoid those foods may make sense, and then trying to enjoy the foods that you know you don't likely overeat on, you know, like turkey. No one's really overeating on turkey, you know. So making a few better food choices, that's obviously a very easy win, you know. But ultimately, all you have to do is come up with a plan of action for you as an individual to roughly stay on track with your calories. And again, I'm saying roughly because I don't mean you have to get your MyFitnessPal out, you have to track your calories, you don't have to do any of that. You just have to stay on track with a level of food that fits the level of activity that you have and fits your goals at the moment, right? So again, that could look like 1,000 different things depending on the individual, right? The second thing on top of that then is, you know, realistically, you're not going to shit the bed with one day of bad eating, you know, it's not going to happen. Like, yeah, you might gain a pound, you know, it's no big deal. You might gain some water weight, you might feel a little bit bloated, a little bit fluffier, but realistically, like if we say a kilo of fat is about, to gain it, about 7,000 to 9,000 extra calories, erring on the side of 9,000, you're not overeating by 9,000 calories in a day, right? So again, a day isn't going to throw you off track massively, right? So keeping that in mind, you can be like, okay, cool, I had about 200, 300 extra calories today. It's no big deal because, again, I got a few extra steps in on the day and I was generally active over the week. No big deal, right? So effectively, you just want to eat enough calories that allows you to stay on track with your diet while still enjoying Christmas, and then stay active throughout the holidays. It is very simplistic. It is literally that simple, right? Now, obviously, the practice of it, that is where people run into issues, right? But if you keep those two things in mind, you'll be able to you will be more likely to actually stay on track with your health and fitness goals, right? The worst thing you can do is just completely shit the bed and go, oh, like I can't go to the gym, I can't stay on track, so basically let's have a free-for-all, right? That's not what you want, because again, I know it's very tempting to be like, oh well, you know, I'll start in January again, January 1st, I'll start again, I'll be back on track then, or you know, my gym's not open, so there's no point staying on track, and it's only a week, and you know, basically you eat all you can in that week. You basically have a week of binging, and yeah, you do eat over 9,000 calories extra over that time period because your activity is down and your food is up, and then you come back in a week's time, you're like, oh man, I'm after gaining 5 kilos, you know, and again, then you have to start the whole process of fat loss or whatever over again, and you hate yourself for that week, you know. So it's much easier if you just have an eye to calories. You still make smart choices while still enjoying Christmas, because I'm not saying you have to forego, you know, the enjoyment of Christmas or the holiday period, but staying on track with your calories and staying active, that's what's going to get you to stay on track with your overall goals, right? The final thing then is, you know, alcohol, because obviously if you live in Ireland, alcohol is a big part of socializing. It's a big part of our culture as a whole, you know, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, we've talked about it in articles, etc. But the main thing you want to be aware of is alcohol has calories. So again, if you are going to be drinking more alcohol, you are going to be consuming more calories, right? So again, you can either fit that into your day, or you can use methods like, you know, intermittent fasting, or, you know, reducing calories earlier in the week or at days or whatever that you know that you can have a little bit lower calorie intake, and you effectively save some calories for later in the week or for those nights out, you know. That's obviously a method. Now obviously you could be a pure Puritan and be like, right, just forgo the alcohol, but realistically most people aren't going to go that far, and they're going to have at least some alcohol. But again, it just comes down to being aware of your caloric load, right? If you're going to be drinking alcohol, you know, drinking 12 cans, you know, that's probably going to push you way over on your calorie consumption, versus drinking some like spirits or something with, you know, a no sugar or a low calorie soda or whatever, you know. So that, again, you can make better choices. This is what it's all about over this week period. It's about making better choices that are more likely to keep you on track while still enjoying yourself. It's very simple. Again, all you have to do, manage your calories and manage your output. If it's drinking, you're dancing or whatever it is, your activity levels out there. But it's those two things. Keep some eye on them. Don't be a fool with things and just can't exercise, so not even going to get my steps in, and I'm going to eat extra calories. Again, if you don't do those two things and you just keep a very rough eye on calories and a very rough eye on your overall activity levels, you will stay on track. People always, again, they're really hyper focused on I'm going to ruin my progress, I'm going to whatever. Again, it's a week. Like, as long as you're not going all out, you're not destroying your progress, you actually won't destroy your progress. You're not. If you are so concerned that a week of quote unquote bad eating is going to destroy all your progress, then this health and fitness stuff, it's much harder than it needs to be. Because again, if it's a week and you've put in 6, 7, 8, 9 months of hard work and it's going to be destroyed in a week, then man, what's the point? It's like you can't have a week off. It's going to destroy a year's work. That's not a very stable base or a stable thing. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. I'm going to wrap the vlog up here. Again, I don't know what the footage is like. It's all over the place, but you'll have seen. And again, guys, I hope you enjoy your Christmas, and we will talk to you soon.